Greetings, my name is Alfonzo, and this is my Travelogue.
And the wonderful thing is,
So recently I traveled to Okinawa, Japan for vacation, and I went to many of the wonderful sites that are there on the island. The first stop I went to was a place called Shuri Castle Park, that is. And this castle park has loads of things there. Ponds, it has a castle. It dates all back to, I believe, the 14th century. The castle itself was destroyed roughly, not roughly, but it was destroyed about 4 times due to fire, and one of the major things was due to the Battle of Okinawa during World War II, where of course the Japanese army, they utilized the castle as a headquarters, and the Marines, I believe, shelled it and destroyed it one of the 4 times. So throughout this episode of Shurijo, you're gonna see bits and pieces of the castle park. There's places inside the castle where I couldn't film due to they just had, of course, no photography because of some of the ancient items that are there that, of course, could get ruined through light and different types of media and stuff of that nature. So here's my first episode, and enjoy. The first thing you encounter when leaving out of the visitor center at Shurijo Castle Park is the Shorimon Gate. Now the original gate was built during the King Shosei dynasty, and that was around about 1527 to about 1555. There's normally a placard that sits on top of the gate, but as you can see, there isn't a placard there. And on that placard, it says Shuri no Kuni, which means a land of propriety. The placard was, at the time when I visited there, the placard was taken down because there was a possibility that a typhoon was going to hit the island. And of course, the typhoon hits the island, the high winds would have blew that sign, down and broke it, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's why you can see it wasn't up there on the top of the gate. So the next thing you'll go into after the pass through the Shorimon Gate is the Kankaimon Gate. Now this gate is just simply a gate that was built to welcome visitors to the castle. Here's the Royal Kukumon Gate. Royal Kuku means water clock. Very long time ago, a water tank used to sit on top of this particular gate, and the volume of dripping water from this particular tank was used as a measure of time. This was used in conjunction with the Ni Ichi Dai, which is a sundial which currently sits on the opposite side of this particular gate. Here is the Ni Ichi Dai. This sundial was used starting in 1739 until 1879, when Okinawa became a prefecture of Japan. So this is the Kofukuman Gate. On the eastern side of this particular structure, it housed the Okumiza, which is the official registry records. On the western side was the Jishaza, which was the Office of Managing Temples. Today, it basically serves as a ticket counter to purchase your tickets to enter into the main part of the castle, which you're going to see here in a bit. Here's the Hoshiman Gate. Now, this is the final gate leading to the Una, which is the main courtyard into the castle. If you notice, there are 3 entranceways right here at this gate, and the center gate was the main gate that the king and his nobles used to pass through, and the others were mainly used for, what I'm guessing, his visitors and other dignitaries. Guess which gate I passed through? That's right, I passed through the center one. Yeah, everybody else passed through the center ones, all the visitors and stuff like that. So yeah, I felt like a king for today. Anyway. Here is the Una. Again, this is the main courtyard where the king held different ceremonies and gatherings and other events here in this particular area. What you see in front of you is called the Seiden, and this is where the king, the queen, and the magistrates did all their governing from. Basically, like the throne and a whole bunch of other significant objects are inside that particular building. The Okinawans and Japanese, to this day, they hold different events still in this particular courtyard, ceremonies and things of that nature. During the tour, I came across a model, as you can see, where it shows how the outside courtyard was situated during events and ceremonies, and how things came into play in this particular courtyard. The Oku Shoin was the area where the king rested from his hard-working daily duties of being a king. There was also a back room where the magistrate resided. There are no records of when the room was constructed, but there are records that show it was rebuilt around 1715. The current area that you see was rebuilt based on old maps, monuments, and photos. This area is called the Kabarume Utaki. Utaki is the common name for a sacred spot or a place of prayer. Throughout Shuri-jo, there are many Utaki. Many of the ceremonies at these Utaki ask for things such as a royal family's prosperity, safe voyages, and good harvest, just to name a few. The current restoration that you see is based on survey maps from the Meiji era and monuments that were left around that general area. What you see here is the Kugani Udon Garden. The garden is set in a square-shaped area, approximately 18 square meters, surrounded by tiled rock fencing. Now, the old photo that is shown was used as a reference for the details of the garden. This is the Ufuguri. This is the second floor of the Seiden. The Usasuka, which is the king's throne, features wooden frames and displays of writing by Chinese emperors. The queen and high-ranking Nyokan spent a certain amount of time on the second floor. Families in the Nyokan spent time worshiping gods and spirits as well on this particular floor. Thanks for checking out this episode. I really hope you enjoyed, bits and pieces of what I was able to show you of Shuri-jo. There's a lot more to the castle park that I encourage you all to check out if you get the opportunity to go to Okinawa. There's a lot of history there, And again, thanks and take care. Check out for the next episode. See ya.